major or the grand party upcoming. Yeah, so if you're in the villa, you know what I'm talking about. The Nyabohanze business is here for us. Of course, as we always say, as reactors, Nyabohanze is part of our business, and we don't joke around with our business, right? Yeah, so we'll keep reacting and generating our income from the views around and showing the people one or two things that we just captured in our critical review. As I always disclaim, I don't belong to the haters, neither do I belong to any group here. So guys, gather here and let us go deep into this journey of the party, the upcoming party at the villa. Now, I saw something interesting when I saw this title. I was like, oh, let me come here and do something to do with the international visitors. And I kept following. Now, I realized that we have 50 visitors coming to the villa. Yeah, the big, big house. Guys, if you don't know why people build these large villas, I told you, the villas are for international guests. And of course, some people call him Kenge, some Mr. Salvador, some the king of the swamp. And I've just realized we can give him another name, Mr. Blue. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, forget about it. Now, why do I call him Mr. Blue? He is always in the blue gumboots. When he goes to the supermarket, the farm and the house and the villa inside, it is the same thing. Even when he was trying the new wear from the Commando, from the Ango, from Jamaica, all is about the blue gumboots. So I will be calling him sometimes Mr. Blue, understand me for that, and no hatred involved. Yeah. So guys, let's get into this video. I've just finished watching and I said, oh, let me do something on this. Now guys, maybe somebody will feel offended, but I am not here to offend anyone. In fact, I want everybody to enjoy, whether they are haters or the team Marwa, all of you should be enjoying, you know. Critical analysis should not always make you annoyed when you listen to what I'm saying. But sometimes you may feel so because maybe according to you there is perfectionism here, and I'm not actually here to show perfectionism, but I am here of course to appraise this great farmer from Nyabohanze. If you know what I mean, and the great traveler of the world. Of course, not many people have made it in what he has done. Now let's get to this video very fast, and of course I'll be turning the camera so that you see what I'm talking about. So gather here, people, because time is not waiting for us. And of course I've realized that I have a lot of things to do, including on the proposal that has just been shown, the police, the baby P. The baby P proposal today. Of course we'll be getting into that very fast. Yeah. So now remember, as we've been doing this analysis, some people are like, Rocio will go, and I said, oh, you people, you don't know what you're talking about. Rocio is here to stay. Yeah? Who runs away from goodies? People don't run away from goodies. Not in this generation. So guys, let's gather for this upcoming party at the villa, the big villa. Now guys, as we start this video, I discovered one thing, you know. The guy in the dreads, just like I am, was here, and he was informing us about the cleanliness in the villa. And I was like, oh, now Argentina girl, where is the Argentina girl? I was looking for her all over. I was like, I'm checking and I'm checking, I'm not seeing her. I'm like, oh my God, where is she? She should be supporting this guy in the cleaning of the compound. Now let's travel together and see this journey as he's organizing the compound. Meanwhile, hi Njoroge David, welcome on board, and let's journey through this analysis of the Mr. Blue. I've given him that name, of course, because of the gumboots. Everywhere he goes, in fact, one of my audience was asking me, why is the man in the blue gumboots? I was like, that is part of his identity. He's a serious farmer, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's get to the minute where I'll be talking about this here and see how this guy is struggling, organizing everything in the villa. And I'm like, oh, if he had an African wife, some people call him her baby mama, but I don't like calling people like that, because if in the view of our king from the swamp, This lady has stayed for more than 2 weeks, so she's a wife now. Don't call her baby mama. She's not baby mama. So Rocio is not a baby mama, but a wife. Now let's get to see how this guy is racing from up and down. My African people. Why are you laughing, Joroge David? Why are you laughing? You are saying wacha nicheke. Kwa nini unacheka? Anyway. So guys, the king of the song, let me clean the compound. And I'm like, okay. Remember, the blue man said that a real wife material should know how to cook. And in my African view, why not also organize the home for the visitors? You know, that's what I expect in the African situation. Forgive me for the foreign audience. Maybe in your view, it's a different situation. I don't know. You will be commenting here if you come by. So let me just turn the camera and you see how this man here, Mr. Blue, is struggling in organizing the compound, ordering the workers around to make sure that they remove the sticks, the plastics, the containers all over the compound. And then I was like, oh, my friend, why wait for the international visitors before you organize the environment? In fact, the Jamaican uncle is one of the international visitors, and when he came, you had not cleaned the compound. What were you waiting for? Oh, so I went further into the video and I realized, oh, so we have a party. So for those who are not haters, begin preparing for a party. And of course, a goat will be here. Now, some of the reactors said this and I was like, let me wait. So I shouldn't have waited because they really predicted the right thing. So these reactors on the streets normally say the truth. JT was like, a goat will be burned down. And I was not very sure. Now let's get to see this and travel together in this journey here.
So, huge preparations for our visitors. I'll not tell you where they're coming from or who are they. That is a secret. You keep watching the video, you can see. Okay.
Joroge is saying he's laughing because of preparation of the compound, when the international visitors are coming,
Construction. This is a construction site.
Yeah, so you can actually see that Salvador, or other people call him Kenge, others Mr. Blue, is really struggling in the compound to make sure that he picks wood. And I was like, why can't you pick Rocio, the white material, and he walks along with you as you pick these things, In our African context, it's a woman who will be picking this, making sure that the compound is right. But I think this man just has a lot of energy. I don't know. Maybe the energy that he has. Look at this in the kitchen, pointing at what has to be removed. And I'm like, hey, look at this kitchen, brother. In fact, a lot of people have been reminding him to demolish this. If you are on my platform, please comment. People have been asking for that he. Now that he has built a whole grand villa, he calls it a multi-billion villa.
Thank you guys. Thank you Uncle Mo. Even tomorrow I want to bring mmoja kwa kona yake sote.
So you see, this man is very busy making sure that the compound is clean, and we can see the Rocio, the wife.
Then I'll show you.
Okay. So guys, if you've seen what I'm seeing, I don't know your thought. What is your thought about this? Marwa, we are going to see the horses. So are you trying to say that he's going to see the horses, or the international visitors are going to see the horses? What are you saying, Joroge? Let me understand from this. And please, more people should be coming on board, because I've done this hour, because sometimes in the evening I'm a bit busy and I schedule for a live, then I don't do it. Now I've just decided, because I've finished whatever duty I was supposed to do, let me do it early before I go home, and now I miss out an opportunity to do an analysis on this. Meanwhile, Njoroge and any other person will come on board. Are you aware that David Jr. seems to be disinterested in the baby police? He calls her the baby P. The baby P today, or rather in the yesterday's video, if you looked, yeah, she was really holding on to this man, and this man was very uncomfortable. Anyway, now the visitors are landing 50 if you don't know the number, and he's telling us he's not going to tell us where from, but he has said international. So of course we will feel maybe from Jamaica, whether it's from the countries he's visited, Mexico, Argentina, we don't know. But 50 visitors, and I doubt if all of them will be international, because now the goat eating business cannot be international alone. And I was just looking at the kind of food he is buying. Now we will be traveling together to the supermarket and the market. And guys, I just want you to look at this. I looked at the first part of the shopping tour. Of course, it was at this minute. Let me just show you briefly and tell me if I'm overthinking again. This is the tour. And I was like, why can't you people, I'm a tour driver, okay? And how is business in tour? Anyway, this is one of the things I really love, and I'm looking toward, having such engagements in future very soon, once I organize myself. Like I tour Kenya, then I go to other places. Now let's go back to Mr. Blue. For those who are coming fresh and you are new on platform, I've called this Mr. Blue because of the gumboots. He does not remove the blue gumboots from his feet, never ever. Now let's get to this place when they are going for shopping. Today I had a lot of time, and so I had to look at a lot of the Ondari family videos. Now let's look at these guys and tell me if I'm thinking otherwise. Let's look here. That is Rosho, the wife. And I just remembered what Karoti said the other day, and I'm like, okay, she's enjoying that. I'm not saying that he's dirty anyway. That is what Karoti said. Karoti said that this man is very dirty most of the time. So I don't know. Let me not label him that. But the Argentina girl is very comfortable on the motorcycle at the back of this man, and they're driving behind Angomo, going for shopping. And so I'm like, okay, why couldn't they use this van, the big van, or is it being reserved for the workers, Business is okay in Njoroge. That should be good, because Kenya currently, are you doing driving in Kenya or maybe elsewhere? Yeah, so this was the visit to the shopping aspect, and here they are doing the shopping.
Because I wanted to protect the pen.
Njoroge is just laughing, and I wish other people would come here to keep us company. So I was looking at that list, guys. I'll post this video so that I keep explaining what I want to talk about. So in the shopping video, the aspect that I saw that I have to talk about as a critical analyst. As a critical analyst, one thing that I was wondering is, having traveled in 70 countries, Mr. Blue, or other people call him the king of the swamp, the king of Nyabohanse, does not know that the paper that covers food is called the foil. So he had to say the thing that covers, closes food. In fact, he said that. And I was like, man, you've traveled in 70 countries, for heaven's sake. You are having international visitors. How do you call the foil the thing that covers food? Anyway, save as from that. It's just a diversion. Now, I looked at this part 22.53. Let me just get there so that you see, and tell me what do you think of this. Let me take you there. So the people on board, and I know people are busy maybe during the daytime. No wonder we don't have very many people watching. But let's look at this part during shopping.
All is better. Me, I think I like this one.
No, yeah.
I want you to look at that. How many for 50 visitors?
3 or 4. 4.
So guys, the lady in the house, Rosho said that they should have 2. No, it is the blue man, or rather the king of the swamp, who said that they should only buy 2 serviettes for 50 people. Now Rocio suggested they buy 3. Now remember, Marwa is one person that always wants to win, so he decided to say not 2 or 3. Let's now buy 4. Tell me about shifting the goals here. What else did he do? I looked in this video, and at 23.27, this is what he said. Let me just take you there. I like showing you what I want to talk about so that I let you also think about what I'm thinking. Am I thinking different? So at this point, here. Yeah, so check at this point.
Salt. Oh, salt. I think one big one like this.
Yeah, so at first Marwa says one big one, then he says no, a small one. Now why? Tell us why.
They spoil ones.
No, the good thing is to pass them and put them in
Let us pick this one. Let's pick small one. This one's, yeah, I'm telling you. This one's.
So in the village not everyone understands. Njoroge, remember Marwa is a travel person. Or was he really explaining to the seller? I don't know, because I believe anyone who is selling should know the name foil. Anyway, let's spare that. It's just a diversion from the reality. But then in the purchasing, Marwa came about saying that he doesn't like buying large volumes of salt. Why? Because it will be spoiled. And I was like, okay, maybe misused, but spoiled. Since when did salt begin to spoil? Among the things that do not spoil is pepper and salt, unless it's misused or poorly kept. So maybe he could have talked about that. Then I came to this aspect of the thermos. You people, now you understand the villa. If I'm talking about the villa that all of you have been watching, and even those who will watch this video later, because I know some people during the day are very busy with work and they can't be on live stream, save for Njoroge David, who has helped me to and kept me company here. So guys, the Mr. Blue came out saying that there's no thermos in the villa. And I was surprised because that villa has received visitors every day. Does he also have fears about using a thermos because of cancer? Because like I hear, in the villa, you cannot use the microwave. He also disregards usage of some things. Why? Because he said, when you use microwaves, you get cancer. That is one of the fears, by the way. Yeah, Njoroge is telling me salt is for visitors. A lot of food will be cooked. Of course, can you imagine? They are going to have goats, and I believe when you have visitors, you can roast some of that goat meat. Some of it will be cooked. They are cooking a lot of chapatis from the purchases. They have nduma, and for 50, remember. Yeah. Now let's get to this other part of the video. The other part that I really had to laugh, you know. Now, this was part whereby he's looking for a metallic sieve in a mini supermarket at the border. Tell me, people, if I'm wrong, because I believe in such places, whatever is provided, it should be for many people. Like majority of the people, what do they buy? And that's exactly what the sellers will bring. So I looked at this part. It was minute 24, around there. Yeah, still when purchasing. Anyway, let me not check because it will keep diverting my attention. But do you know Mr. Blue said that he wants the metallic sieve, and only plastics were available. So I just thought maybe he's doing that for content. You can never know. Now, the other thing that I saw in this video, he was asking for bottled water. Of course, that one is served individual by individual. But from the way he was indicating about money, he was saying that there's no enough money. And if they waste a lot of money on purchases, they are going to miss money that will buy goats. Are you getting that? So at minute 29:04, let me just show you that. 29:04, somewhere there. Let's check this one here. So Mr. Marwa came out saying that guys, you people, when we talk, then people say we are haters. But here, I'm just giving a critical review in what Mr. Blue was saying here. The king of the swamp. And we normally know he's very, very wealthy from the way he says that he can only bite what he can swallow. Anyway, maybe he was justifying that. So he says that he doesn't have to overspend here because he may not have money for goats. Now, guys, goats are very expensive. Now, this man is a serious farmer. From one of the videos, he told us he's a serious farmer. Njoroge is telling me he doesn't have enough money. And a lot of reactors have been saying that, by the way. Many reactors have been saying this man is just, holding on to the money that we'll seek from donations. But they have been saying they have enough. So that's why I'm here to ask, why did he say that they shouldn't spend too much in the supermarket? And you can see that Roro, the wife, in the supermarket is carrying a sheet of paper, a shopping list with very few items. And of course, we saw the kind of basket in the supermarket which they were using to carry whatever they were buying. Apart from the water, nothing was bulky. He also came about, let's just check this part. Which part was this? I saw some part whereby he wanted to shift from buying 10 liters of oil to 20. Then he asked for the price and they told him it's 5,000 compared to the 10 liters which is 2,400. So then he said, let me buy the 20 liters. Let me just get the part so that I can show you this one now. So that I'm not the one just saying it. He should be the one saying it, of course. Yeah, so where was that? Where was that? I have to check for the specific minutes. Remember, in Marwa's house, no one uses sugar. Sugar was banned. I wonder even why he went to the airport to receive Rocio and was offering chocolate. Anyway, maybe that is for romance purpose. That was for romance purpose. Yeah? So I am trying to get that part whereby he was, he was trying to show us that he's going to buy 20 liters of oil. Then he asked us, Ankomo, do I buy 20 liters or 10? Ankomo says 10 and he says, no, let me take 20 liters. Then he comes back and says, no, let me just take 10. So he takes the 10 liters. Then rice, they bought about 50 kg, if I'm not wrong, because I saw the packets having been put on a motorbike. And that is just another part. That is just another part. Now, do you think 10 liters will cook chapatis? They'll cook the goat. They'll prepare every other food that is going to be served in the villa for 50 people. Will that be enough? I don't know. Maybe the kind of cooking, unless they are going to boil and then they just use a little of it. But they took a whole bundle of chapati, the flour, chapati flour. And of course, they could not make a decision of choosing the right flour. They had to ask the seller. And I was like, you people, you keep eating chapati now. I've watched a lot of your videos in the villa and you take a lot of chapati. Do you want to mean the people who cook for you cannot speak? Because what I understand, if you are having visitors and you are not the one going to cook, you ask the people who are going to cook, which flour do you prefer? Cooking goes with different people. Some people prefer certain kind of flour because that is the best for them. Maybe it does best for them, yeah? So they could not ask for the people who cook there, but they had to choose for themselves. So they were given by the seller what to buy. Now let's leave that alone and get somewhere else. Hey, the border man struggling with the luggage here. It almost put me down. when I saw this man almost struggling with this, and I was like, guys, what is this? What is this? Yeah, just look at that.
Unasema apitie wapi? Hajasikia hiyo. Lakini lami anaweza enda vizuri. Lami haina shida. Lami ndio akishika barabara ni hivi.
Yeah, let's see how this boda man is struggling with the luggage, man. The small box there, the 10-liter cooking oil, and there is some rice there. Now when they were coming, you could see the blue, the man in blue, Mr. Blue, because of the gumboots. And the Argentina girl, they were just now on coming back. Gitriba, the honest man, is there with them. So guys, and I was like, why would they let this man struggle like this with this luggage when they have left a whole big van there? Was it the problem with the fuel or what? Why? You know, like if you are going for shopping anyway, maybe it's to enjoy the ride on the motorbike, and you know, it's a bit romantic, I think. Guys, what do you think? Yeah, the romantic aspect in the motorbike, maybe it's better than having the van. Yeah. Then I said, let me continue to watch this. And I kept watching, of course. I kept watching. And on arrival, we can see Mr. Blue helping the motorbike man to alight, and Gitriba goes in with Rocio. Now, guys, I was just checking at one point when he's looking for the eggs. That is one thing that I've not understood with Marwa, you people. This is one thing I've not understood totally with Marwa. Because he has the knowledge, but he's not using it. Yeah. So I think there are a lot of conflicts when you look at Nyabohansi. Like these people, they don't trust the neighbors. They don't trust, I don't know who. Some of the content creators, they have issues with. He does not want people to, you know, to just get into his farm anyhow. He will ask who is doing this and that. But then I want you to look at this part and observe, because I was like, oh, if you live with neighbors and you don't want neighbors to cross into your farm, then why should you yourself be crossing into their farm? Now, this man knows very well that he has guinea fowls. Yeah, the guinea fowls in his farm. Now, let's get here and see how he's struggling to look for the eggs. Guys, just see this.
We see them right there running. Like that, they will be afraid to come here, so they can maintain their
guys,
with the villa.
the Blue believes that if he scares off his guinea fowls, they'll stop coming here and lay eggs in his farm. What is your opinion here?
Like scared, like, hey, you know, somebody can actually catch us.
What is your opinion? Let me get your opinion. Now, I'll be skipping very fast in this video because he goes about looking for the eggs from the neighbor's farm.
So now they have to move to a new location, which I don't know.
Now,
They used to lay over there.
Mr. Blue went complaining that the eggs had been picked by the neighbors or whatever, or whoever was farming there. So I don't know if you are looking at this content, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't know what your opinion is in this situation, but then, in my view, it should be that if he has this special knowledge about the specific way of rearing the pigeons, you know, the pigeons and the rest of the birds, guinea fowls counted, why can't he spare some part of his land and plant trees, you know, like vegetation, have some bush in his own farm? Because that knowledge he has, what is he waiting for? You know, planting something like vegetation that would cover an area that will allow his guinea fowls to lay in his farm and not the neighbor's farm. Instead of going about in the neighbor's farm and complaining, people here are thieves, you know, they have picked my eggs, you know, now they'll have to shift, because you don't have control over the neighbor's farm. You don't have control. Now, Mr. Blue expects that the neighbors will keep the eggs for him. And of course, when he went there yesterday, I wish he would have talked to the man who was farming and tell him, I've left one egg here and don't, you know, I've left it so that the other guinea fowl now lays there. Now, you people understand very well that people in Nyabohanse are not all of them are doing well. Not all of them. Apart from the Undari family and the few YouTubers whom we know, many of them are not doing well. They are struggling. So who will spare the eggs from the guinea fowl just because they know that it's another person's, guinea that has laid there? Now, if you come from any area, you know very well that even having chicks laying in a neighbor's place, you don't have control on those eggs unless you have a good relationship with the neighbor. And that is my question. I'm like, my brother, Mr. Blue, or other people call you King. I don't know why. Anyway, I shouldn't be calling you those names because I don't understand. But I can call you the king of the Nyabohanse because you are indeed a king in your own way. Now, why should you keep complaining? Because yesterday I saw the previous video on my family in the farm. You are still complaining about eggs and people having picked. Now today again you come up and complain about the same eggs. Don't you think this one is also annoying to like us? I would simply recommend that you plant some trees, or rather even flowers. Some flowers are tall, so you just plant them in your farm, and you have a very large portion of land. Then that area will allow your guinea fowls to be laying there, and you collect your eggs peacefully instead of complaining day after day. Yeah. Now let's also get to the part of rescuing. The rescue mission for the wild birds. And I said, I'm not I'm not in zoology. Simply that. I'm not in zoology. But let's watch here. Let's watch at that part here and tell me about what my view is and what is your view. So this one here. Yeah, so his suggestion about where they have to take the bird, like he says they should just return the bird in the tree. Now, my question is why? Now, where do we take this bird that has fallen from the tree? Where do we take it? And let me just show you what the Mr. Blue says. Mr. Blue says,
we'll just put it here and it will figure out how to go back to the nest. Because otherwise...
Okay, so what are you saying, Mr. Blue? Just rewind, and the Jamaican uncle is there with his ignorance. The Argentina wife is also here with her ignorance. So like the three people here who are not helping each other. None of them has an idea about what they are talking about. Now, so let's get here.
Let me return it there. We see maybe to find where it belongs. Oh, it's flying. Yeah, it's flying. Yeah. I close my. Yeah, we can. Guys, Uncle has a farm here. He farmed some maize, so we can eat.
Okay.
So if it shows up.
So guys, we are on this aspect of Marwa. Marwa is talking about the bird. Do you return a white bird that has fallen to a tree? Unless it's flying, of course. Now, from my little knowledge about saving or rescuing fallen birds, what do? We are supposed to rescue, and at first we look for a warmer place. We can even create a basket with feathers and all that. Of course, he knows the birds. Luckily enough, he's a lover of birds. So you pick the bird, you place it in some warmer place, give it some medication if it requires, then food. Of course, you can research that on internet. The next thing you have to do is to call the local humane society or wildlife rehabilitation center, so that now you rescue the bird and provide it with a better life. Now in Kenya, so far what I know is that we have places like the small rescue centers. We have places like Kilimanjaro, at Lake Naivasha. We have Kilimanjaro Sanctuary at Naivasha. But now that is too far. From what I heard recently, Mr. Blue, or rather the king of the Nyabohanse, was indicating that he's going to create a bird view site. And this one should now give him a site whereby he can begin rescuing birds. Like he should have now knowledge. He can even ask for a ticket, or rather a license, that will allow him to be rescuing birds, and when they are safe, he can now disperse them and let them survive in the natural environment. Now, as we finish this video, I don't know what you think about this. Now, Grandpa, the Jamaican uncle, one of the international guests that is here, so we are expecting 49 more people to arrive. What did he do? He is supposed to go visit his farm. You know, many people have been asking questions. Of course, I saw yesterday JT asking questions about Dante and Dimwanko project. Yeah, if you understand Dante is one of the millionaires who had done a project alongside Dimwango as a boyfriend, but things didn't work. And of course, yesterday we saw Dante coming up and saying he is very happy for Dimwango who has got herself a boyfriend and they're going on with the projects. Who would not wish to support her, you know? That was the banker. So here they are, the Jamaican uncle going to see his land. Yeah, so let's get to it. So people, the aspect of being called scammers has been so troublesome for Uncle Marwa. So Mr. Blue has decided, let me now talk on camera and show you people that I'm not a
The other
scammer.
one was very difficult to feed because I didn't know which type of food it eats. But this weaver bird, they like to eat maize. Okay, maize. Yeah. That's
So
why
here
you see
they
are
are
even living here because if you see around, there's a
going to the farm of the Jamaican uncle.
So I want to walk quickly. Look from the rivers. Land, how beautiful the view is. It's crazily beautiful. The horizon looks clear. Yeah.
Finally in the farm and checking the maize, the serious farmer in Nyabohansi.
Rain is coming. So you have to do that. To avoid a thief to do the same. Rain is coming. I have to run. Oh my God. You hear? I'm running. Whoa. Village shenanigans, guys. Just trying to save a bird.
Tell me what?
Sometimes God puts me in very, how do you say, unique. Look, even a small boy is going home.
Yeah, so guys, another part that I wanted to talk about in this video is that you know very well the king of Nyabohanse loves children in his villa. Yeah, so many parts we've seen kids coming to the villa and enjoying having food, and he says that on camera within this video. When you check at some point, he was saying these children like to play here so much that you cannot chase them away. Of course, I hope that was a genuine aspect, not like you're frustrated and you're trying to hide it on camera. Yeah, so he was like, it's very hard to chase these kids from here. And I was like, okay, why did you pick to use chase? Anyway, so he said that he has some dollars for these kids because they have to get books. Of course, that is a very good thing for kids. I hope that now people may not find fault in that, maybe talk about the fact that donations coming in through the kids, yeah, for the kids or through the kids. Of course, we know very well that philanthropists feel anything. When they see kids who are suffering, they'll be willing to help, yeah, they'll be willing to help. Now, one thing that we just would wish that you do, Mr. Blue, now that you love kids coming to your place and playing, I think the villa side is not very suitable because you have guests around. The best thing you should do is to build a child playground zone, you know. Create a play zone for the kids. If there is a room special for kids, maybe you can do so. But with the glasses, I'm also very wary about their whereabouts there. Then at some point in that video, I saw him pulling the leaves of a tree that was very thorny with his hands. And I was like, brother, we don't go trimming trees in such a villa of such a wealthy person with our hands. You would rather use tools. Don't we have tools in agriculture? Like, do you have secateurs and all other tools that we use to trim trees in a villa? And I was just also feeling like the beauty of that villa comes out when you plant flowers too. don't only plant the trees. You can also go about plant very nice flowers from Africa. We have a lot of many flowers, and you can also bring us flowers from foreign lands so that some of us who have not traveled a lot and we love watching your videos can actually get some chance to watch this and say, yeah, that is good for us. So guys, adios. I'm coming to at the end of this video, but I'll be doing another live later because as I've told you, the police or the baby P, I don't know why Devi calls her that. Devi calls the girlfriend baby P. You know, P is a different word. Anyway, let me not go there because I have already planned that I'm going to do a reaction on the same. And of course, as I end this, we had the other video in which Marwa had been showing us around the farm day. And we had to see like Rocio walking in the napier grass with a skirt, and I was like, brother, can't you teach your wife maybe on how to dress when she's going to the farm? Let me just show you that little bit also because I can't have time to do another different video on the same. So let me get there and show you something here before I
into a personalized storybook parents will pay for.
Let me get here.
This plant is raised. I'll talk to the neighbor if he's able to fix it. London girl tries village things for the first time.
This is the section, man.
For the first time.
Actually,
One thing about Winnie Ball's land, it has one of the most amazing.
Maybe let me pull it back a bit.
She looked. I'm trying to prove my grandma.
Yeah, you see when I call him Mr. Blue, the blue gumsuit always on. We have been in the supermarket with the same. Now we are in the farm, the same.
But some trees have fallen.
This Argentina girl.
Hey.
The Argentina girl is my target.
Ball has a lot of
Yeah.
fruits. Even I'm seeing big avocados. Time to harvest Winnie Ball. So, Rosie, how will you manage with that? So she's wearing, you know, that one, if you walk here, you will scratch yourself the whole night after this.
Yeah, so guys, I'm like, if you are a big farmer and maybe you are going to the farm, you know, we have specific wear for the farm. We don't just dress anyhow, going anywhere. Now this girl is going to the farm and there is a lot of napier grass around. How is she dressed? In a very short dress. So guys, I don't know whether you saw some irony in that because like, brother, you have to teach your wife on how to dress when she's going to some of these places. How does she go to the farm full of napier grass everywhere with her soft skin, you know? Somebody say soft life. And she's on a very short dress in a whole farm full of napier grass. We don't do that in Kenya. Maybe in Argentina we can. But when it comes to Kenya, then she has to change and do things the way it is African. And the king of the Nyabohanze is here now to tell her in the farm before the camera that how will you manage in the farm with such a dress? Come up, brother, because you are with her when you came away from home. Didn't you see her? And you knew where exactly you're going to visit in this farm, right? Now, this man with the eggs in his hands, I've said that already, and I think I should spare it. I shouldn't go talking about the same thing every now and then, yeah? And there is something I saw yesterday I also have to comment about just before I end this. Once JT talked about it and people are like, you are so freaky. But then he was not freaky. You know, these things, we can't fail to talk about them. Yeah, so let me just get the specific parts from this. The minute here. Of course, guys, the first thing that I noticed here, look at this.
now I put He has this since he was born, but he's been growing.
Oh, that is. Guys, if you know, please let us
So,
know, but we're going to take.
see what? Say what? Let's get back to it.
Guys, we are here, all of us. Mitoto Maisha has arrived from Europe. Mitoto.
Let's get there here.
We will put some medicine, even traditional one. Traditional master.
Hey, Mr. Blue, the traveler, the king of Nyabohanze. He believes so much in traditional medicine. And so, baby Maisha was born with a kind of hard part on his hand. And it has kept growing. Of course, from what they are sharing here, this must be a serious aspect for a baby. And being a firstborn, then they should have conducted maybe somebody like us, a child's, a doctor who handles babies. But here they are in a farm laughing all the tip and saying they'll be applying some traditional medicine. Come on, guys. Yeah, we may use such medicine, but what about conduct maybe, a doctor who handles kids and they come up with some medicine for the child? Because now, if you look at that swelling, it's not something simple. Let me just show you again. Let me show you this. Sorry for the adverts that are interfering.
To wipe the baby also as napkins.
Yeah.
That one. Very natural and organic. Here also the papayas are growing. Even this one.
Yes. Guys, look at that.
And also
Oh, it was more dry, but now I put remix.
Yeah, so guys, look at that, such a situation on a baby. And these people,
Canada is one of the
ignorant
best
adults
places
are
to
here
live.
talking about the fact that they will just have to apply traditional medicine. Hey, the sort of ignorance we see around the streets,
Live and work.
you can't
thanks to
imagine
high
about that. Now let's get further
higher
and
salaries,
see somewhere
excellent
else
working
here.
conditions.
Somewhere else here, there's something I wanted us to talk about here. So guys, JT Podcast did something on this and I was like, okay, you people are saying he's freaky. But the freaky person here is Uncle Mo. Why does he keep showing us Rio and doing this, Let me show you this. Freaky Uncle Mo.
what this?
Can you imagine?
Yeah. I swear it's actually pregnant. Check even the the teeth.
So is this the right way? Is this the right way of checking whether the horse is pregnant? Tell me, guys, is this the right way of checking whether the horse is pregnant? Because when these people get to do this and I'm like, what exactly is this? It's a bit of pissing off somebody when you look at it and you see what they are showing us. You don't understand why they are showing it that way, And that is why I had to bring it here. So that whether you are going to watch this video currently or later, tell me about it. What kind of humiliation is this, A bit disgusting, right? Yeah, in my perspective, that is. Maybe the serious farmer would not see that as disgusting. According to him, it's a specialized idea of looking or checking whether Rio is pregnant or not. But as for me, it's a bit disgusting. Yeah, meanwhile, people, you should know that Dee is touching the sky. She's leaving Mombasa to another destination she has not informed us of. But Mat is gone and BMW is gone. So guys, I was just like, when you are telling us that she's almost going bankrupt, was that true? Because I'm not sure about what the many street people say here. But then I'm just coming to see the reality. She was like, the calculations of 45,000 per month for a house, that is what she was paying for the house in Mombasa, the B&B. Now it is gone, and she's almost saying that Matt is gone. Of course, that one I'll be doing in another video. I'm just hinting because I've already taken about 50 minutes of your time. So guys, let's meet in another video as I do another reaction plus other videos, and get to Live Saga TV also and watch the sagas that are reign in our country, surrounding our lives and the lives of other people, social, economic, and political. Yeah, this is a journey to take. Enjoy.